What's up, everybody? I'm Leah B. Jackson. I'm here with John from Midnight City, and today we're looking at Krautscape, a really interesting racer.
Thanks. So Krautscape is a pretty interesting one for us. So this is kind of, you're in this kind of weird universe where you're racing on this track that's kind of just out there hanging in the sky.
Now, I noticed that the track isn't already there. You are making the track.
Yeah, actually, if you'll notice there's these different kind of color tracks on the track itself. And those are actually going to let me, let me just reset myself. That's actually going to let me choose where the track builds to. So if I stay on this blue side on the right here, it's going to show me that, oh, the track's going to move to the right. If I go all the way to the extreme right, it's going to make an even harder right turn for me to go through. If I stay on the left side, it'll just take me to the left.
And he, as you just saw, he just went over a power-up, and that makes, you know, the track turn into crazy ways. And now what's happening? Explain this mechanic.
So you saw I just kind of went careening off the side of the track, and one of the things that you can do in this game is actually turn into a glider. So your vehicle will actually let you glide back on the track if you have enough momentum, which I don't have right now. So
why don't you try it again?
We'll try it back one more time. So basically the idea is instead of penalizing people for going off the track, we want to encourage players to be experimental and try to get off the track and check out different ways to maneuver and get ahead of the opponents.
When I was playing it earlier, I kind of thought of all the times I fell off Rainbow Road in Mario Kart.
Exactly.
And it's really nice how you can just kind of glide your way back on if you're going fast enough. And also these power-ups, you can kind of see that they're making it a little bit hard for you to even get around them. But if you're playing with other people, you can kind of screw them up in different ways because you know what's coming and they don't.
Absolutely. That's kind of the nice thing about those barriers. So right here, I've just put up a barrier in the center. Now, if someone's behind me and they're coming up, I can easily block them by doing that. Or if there's someone in front of me and there's enough space, I can actually block them ahead of me and then take over the lead. So now you saw I just went off the track. I'm going to glide back here and get myself kind of back into normal position and then continue racing on the track. And one of the things I don't think we talked about yet is kind of the idea of gliding. You don't actually gain any acceleration when you go off the track. So that's kind of a part of the game mechanic. It's a lot of people ask us, well, how do you keep people from cheating, just flying off the track and doing whatever they want?
And going to other parts of the track that aren't even there yet, because they can't do that because the track's not there unless you're in first place and you're building the track up.
Exactly.
Too. So this mode is called Snake, and this is the mode that you're going to want to do if you want to build the track like this. But there are a couple of other modes. Can we check out one of those next?
Sure. Actually, let's do that right now. So we can go to the game mode. Right now we're in practice mode, so there's a couple different things you can do. There's an online multiplayer, obviously. There's also LAN, which is multiplayer. And this is the mode that we're going to right now is called Ping Pong. And we're in practice mode just so we can show people what this game looks like right now. But Ping Pong is essentially you're going to go to the end of the track and then you're going to turn around and come all the way back and you're just going to bounce back and forth, exactly like you would in Ping Pong. And the challenge is just that you're playing through the track one way, you've built it one way, and now you've got to flip around and do the same thing over again,
Gotcha.
but all in reverse. It's sort of like those roller coasters that give you the.
And one thing that also we wanted to mention is that there's split screen co-op in Krautscape as well.
Absolutely. So that's not quite in this build yet, as again, like I mentioned, this is an early version of the game, so. We're still adding a few things in. You can see I just went all the way back to the beginning.
So you really made your way over to the beginning quickly by gliding over there.
Exactly. So rather than falling down, granted I'm probably behind the other players now, I've still managed to stay on the track and I'm still in the race, so to speak.
Which is important.
Exactly. And hey, as long as you're in the race, that's all that matters, right?
Exactly.
So you can see some stuff actually out in the background too. You see those black circles out there?
Mm-hmm.
That actually comes into play in the next game mode that I'll show you guys. So let's jump out real quick.
Okay.
And go to the collector mode.
Cool.
And so this one, again, you're going to be working off of a track that's going to be building itself, but you're going to have to dive off track purposely when it makes sense in order to grab these squares that are kind of floating in those little
So this mode definitely takes the most use of the gliding mechanic, more so than Snake and Ping Pong.
Absolutely. So this is basically specifically designed to encourage people to fly off the track and make it out there to that checkpoint. And something we were talking about earlier and was about the strategy of all this. Talking about building barriers and how you actually control where the actual track is going. So right now, if you look at the mini-map, you can see I'm kind of nowhere near that little circle, but I need to get near it. So maybe instead of going this way, I go to the left a little bit more. I can then start to build myself in the direction that I want to head in.
And you sort of gain momentum for yourself in order to get over to that circle.
Here, I'll just reset myself. Yeah, exactly. And so it's kind of a strategy as to how you want to build the track. Not only in do I want to mess with the people that I'm racing against, but also do I want to get closer to that item over there. So right now I've kind of built myself into a spiral that I have to continue until I'm on the right trajectory, and then I can make my way back.
Yep.
So here we see. Oh, just flew over.
But in order to get there, you have to go through those areas.
Exactly. You still have to go through those checkpoints. You still have to be on the track. That's how we keep people, honest, basically, in playing. You can't really gain any speed when you're off the track. So you have to be on the track in order to do it.
Makes sense.
So I'm gonna try and fly off this way and see if I can't get a hold of this thing.
And the graphic style is really cool too. What's very impressive about this game is it's made by one person.
That's right.
So everything you're seeing here is done by one guy, which is just incredible. The style is beautiful, and the different game modes are really neat, and so is the mechanic to be able to glide like this. So you got a little bit of a boost there, but you got to stay up.
Stay up. I'm almost there.
You're almost there.
Right, there we go. I'm so nervous about
Oh my gosh,
unfurling
don't
my
fly
wings.
off right now.
There we go.
Nice. The mechanics are actually, the controls are pretty forgiving in this game. It's more like an arcade-style racer than a sim, like you were saying. We were talking about this earlier. It's pretty easy to stay on the track, except unless you're trying to do crazy things like John is right now with this
It's really
cube.
easy to stay on the track. Thanks for...
Hi, I set you up. I set you up.
You did. I
earlier.
appreciate that.
mean,
It's
of
really easy to
course.
stay on the track unless you're this guy.
No, but it's easier to stay on the track than I thought it would be, I guess, considering there's no gate to help you stay up there.
Yeah, and it's not terribly hard. The thing that we wanted to manage was making sure that everyone has accessibility to this game. So rather than making it a Gran Turismo or similar kind of a sim game, this is more of an arcadey kind of fun title. And then the coloration, the kind of the vibe for the whole thing kind of gets that message across.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for showing off Krautscape. It's coming spring 2014 to Steam.
Yep, this is going to be coming out on Steam, and we're looking forward to bringing it to the PC world and see how it goes from there.
All right. Well, for more on Krautscape, stay tuned to IGN.